You know, it's funny. Some of the tiniest, most common words in English are actually the most powerful. We're talking about helper verbs. They're the hidden engine that quietly drives the meaning and the feeling behind everything we say. So let's pull back the curtain and see how they work.
Okay, let's start with a really simple sentence. I see the film. I mean, it's fine. It's grammatically correct. It tells you a fact, but it's a little boring, isn't it? There's no emotion, no context, no real flavor to it at all.
Because what is that sentence really trying to say? Are you planning to see it? Is it a suggestion to someone else? Do you have to see it? Without a little help, that simple line is just incomplete. It can mean a bunch of different things.
Now watch what happens when we pop in just one little word. You must see the film. Boom. Instantly, the whole vibe changes. It's not just a statement anymore. It's a powerful recommendation. It's got energy. It's got a purpose.
Okay, let's swap that word one more time. You can't see the film. And just like that, we've done a complete 180. We went from a strong recommendation all the way to a total ban. The entire meaning got flipped upside down by that one tiny word.
All right, one last one, just to see what happens. You might see the film. Now we're in a whole new ballpark. There's no command, no prohibition. It's all about possibility. A little bit of uncertainty. It's just a gentle hint of what could happen.
So these powerful little words have a fancy name. Auxiliary verbs. And the easiest way to think about them is that they're on two different teams. You've got your hardworking workhorses, and you've got your expressive flavor words.
And here's the breakdown. On one side, you have the primary auxiliaries. These are our workhorses. You know them, be, do, and have. Their job is all about the nuts and bolts, building the sentence structure, making questions, that kind of thing. Then on the other side, you've got the modal auxiliaries. These are the flavor words like can, must, and should. These are the fun ones that add all that rich meaning, that sense of ability or obligation or possibility.
So let's just quickly look at that first group, the workhorses. We're really just talking about three main verbs here, be, do, and have. And they are the absolute building blocks of English grammar.
And here's what they do. First up, the verb be. It helps us talk about things that are happening right now, like they are playing. And it's also used for the passive voice, like the ball was given. Then you've got do, which is our go-to for asking questions and making things negative. And it can also add a little punch, like, oh, they did win. And finally, have is the key to forming those perfect tenses, like they have won the match. These three are the real engine of our sentences.
Okay, now for the really fun part, the flavor words, or modal auxiliaries. This is where we stop just building sentences and start adding personality, attitude, and all those subtle shades of meaning that make conversation interesting.
This chart is a perfect way to see their power in action. Just look at how your choice of words shows how certain you are. If you say, he will be there, you're making a pretty confident prediction, right? Like 90% sure? But if you say he should be there, it's more of an expectation. Your certainty drops a bit. And then if you say he might be there, well, that's basically a shrug in a word. You're just saying it's a possibility. See, your choice telegraphs exactly how you feel.
Honestly, the best way to think about these words is like a toolkit. You've got a specific tool for every single job, and learning which one to grab gives you incredible control over your communication. Let's look at a couple of examples.
So let's say you're asking for permission or making a request. The word you choose instantly sets the tone. Can I have a cup of tea? Is casual, perfect with friends. Could I use the phone? Is just a little bit more polite. And may I leave earlier today? Well, that's much more formal, maybe something you'd say to your boss. The same thing happens with requests. Will you give me a lift is pretty direct, while would you bring another chair is just a softer, more polite way to ask.
Okay, what about giving advice versus telling someone they have to do something? Again, the nuance is everything. You should get the early flight is just a helpful suggestion. You ought to meet him feels a bit stronger, like you really think it's a good idea. Then we get to obligation. Players have to train points to some kind of external rule they have to follow. But you must be back by 10. Well, that's coming from the speaker's personal authority. That's them laying down the law.
And finally, let's talk about ability and possibility. For ability, it's pretty straightforward and mostly about time. Can is for now, for a general skill, like he can speak Russian. Could is for an ability you had in the past, like I could run very fast when I was young.
For possibility, the difference is all about likelihood. You may find him in his office, suggests there's a pretty good chance. But he might have left by now. See how that feels a lot less certain?
So when you put it all together, it's pretty amazing how one single word can completely shift the tone, the meaning, and the entire feeling of what you're saying, turning a piece of friendly advice into a direct order.
Just look at this one last time. On the one hand, you should finish the report. That's advice. That's collaborative. On the other hand, you must finish the report. Whoa, that's a command. That's non-negotiable. The whole power dynamic, the whole expectation, it all changes in that single word.
And that right there is the big takeaway. These little helper verbs aren't just boring grammar points you have to memorize. No way. They are precision tools that give you total control over your message. They let you communicate exactly what you mean, with intention and with impact.
Here's the thing. Every single time you speak or write, you're making choices with these words, whether you realize it or not. You're persuading people, you're advising them, you're connecting with them. So it really leaves you with a question to think about. Which words will you choose to shape your world?